everybody coming down to our little service here for honoring the veterans. We'd like to acknowledge some of the officials here. We have Councilwoman Sharon Carmichael, Councilman Frank Gurn, Council Vice President Michelle Lombardi. We also have Council Dennis Espinoza. We have Councilman Laura Leibowitz. We have Dorothy, the past Grand Marshal, and it was a nice, beautiful day last year. And I want to thank all the members for the American Legion Post for being down here. Let me say a couple brief words before I turn the mic over to Dorothy. Memorial Day is a day of deep meaning, a time of reflection and patriotism. Of course, we have our traditions. We gather with loved ones in calmness of our neighborhoods, along parade routes, with flags in our hands, with pride in our hearts, in prosperity and in freedom, because others died so we may. Every day we live in this country is a gift from the others who went off to war and never came back. So this morning, before we enjoy a day of festivities, let us acknowledge the great truth, the suffering, the sacrifice that we owe all those who lie in the graves, known and unknown, that our debt of them can never be repaid, but we should still try. By living for ideals of great ourselves, to press for a more perfect union, to protect our democracy, to preserve equal treatment under the law. Let us all, those who served in uniform, past and present, be honored by our words and our deeds. Let the stories of remarkable heroes be our guide. Let us be humble, inspired, dedicated, and thankful. May we cherish the memories of those lost in the name of the United States. And before I ask the post commander to come up, this is a great honor and a pleasure. I am very humbled by the American Legion Post to allow me to be the Grand Marshal. This year is 2026. It's only fitting it's our country's 250th anniversary. I would not be remiss that 25 years ago this day I was the Grand Marshal then, and it poured like you wouldn't believe. Monsoon rain the whole parade. But this day I was told that by 10 o'clock there's not going to be any rain. We're out here going to celebrate. It won't be as nice a day as Dorothy had last year as the Grand Marshal, but I walk in big footsteps past Grand Marshal Sorrentino. But I really appreciate all the hard work that the Post does throughout the year. And so, Nick, why don't you come on up.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. I just have a few words I'd like to say. We know why we're here. We're here to preserve the legacy and give gratitude to those who made the ultimate sacrifice. I don't think this is working, but I want to share something with you. If you just give me a few minutes and please be patient. Many years ago, 50-something years ago, I was overseas, and it took me a little while to understand my surroundings. And I realized every second, every minute, every hour, I knew if we were going to be safe or we were going to have trouble. And I thought about it over and over again. And I thought to myself, and I said, what did my mom and my dad and my brother do? Because they had no idea what was happening there. Okay. And then I realized I was better off there than back here. Because back here, you don't know. And I want to tell you something else. Here's where I'm getting to. The Gold Star families, like my mom, my dad, my brother, they cried every day. They had sorrow. They said prayers. And there was nothing they could do about it. And they didn't know if we were okay or not okay. It's hard being back here when your child is over there. So by being here today, I really believe this. They've suffered enough. They've gone through so much, and they'll never get over it. But the fact that we are here today with their child's memories, thoughts, in our mind and in our heart, they must find some solace. There are thousands of people today standing across America, and their memories, they're not here physically, obviously, but they're in our hearts. And I think that gives solace to the families of the Gold Star. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry about that.
No, great, Commander. This time we'll have Dorothy come up representing the Ladies Auxiliary.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming out and standing in the rain. As we know, our service members, they all stand in the rain as well. So we appreciate you being out here today. Take good care of the children. Those were the last words Isaac Davis spoke to his wife as he headed off to war. Hannah Davis later recalled how serious her husband was earlier that morning as he and his men made final preparations for the impending fight. It was as if he already knew his fate. He was a regular man, a blacksmith by trade, driven by a belief that what he had was worth defending. Mere hours later, he was shot and killed by a British musket ball. On April 19, 1775, he was among the first to die in the fight for American freedom. He knew the cost of freedom and was willing to pay for it. And for the 250 years that followed, others have done the same. They left their families, they left their homes. They left behind the people who loved them. People like Tech Sergeant Ashley Pruitt, a 34-year-old mother raising 2 children with her husband Gregory, who described her as radiant. If there was a light in the room, she was in it, he said. Sergeant Pruitt was a boom operator on an Air Force refueling aircraft that crashed in March of 2026 in western Iraq as it was supporting military operations in Iran. She was one of 6 service members who died in that crash. The most recent among the more than 1.3 million service members who have died in American conflicts since the opening shots of the Revolutionary War. From Isaac Davis to Ashley Pruitt, we pause today to remember and reflect on each and every life sacrificed for our country. They are who we honor today. That's the promise we keep, not just on Memorial Day, but every day. On behalf of our Piscataway American Legion family and our nearly 1.6 million American Legion family members nationwide, I want to thank you all for the opportunity to speak this morning and the time you have taken to remember our heroes, their survivors, and to pay tribute along with their brothers and sisters who were forever changed in service for God and country.
Thank you, Dorothy. I would like to acknowledge we have Councilman Gabrielle Cahill just showed up, and if we can have Assemblyman Joe Danielson come up, where he's on in the back, come up, say a couple words. Who served in the U.S. Army?
Good morning, everybody. In 1914, my grandfather, his brother, and his brother-in-law joined the Army. At that time, it was the New York State Cavalry. And then my only uncle joined the Army in World War II, along with my father. I'm proud to say me and my 3 brothers also joined the Army, and 4 nephews and 2 nieces. And we have 3 colonels in the family, one my grandfather, and the 2 living colonels are mother and daughter. And 1 serves right now. We have 2 active members. And I'm happy to see the 50th Armored Division patched. 2 of my brothers retired out of the 50th Armored Division. Good to see family here. But my perspective really is about my mother. My mother and her mother, just look back at all the people they had to say goodbye to. The homes that they had to manage and deal with, the sorrow and the loneliness my mother and my grandmother and my sisters had to endure. So today is not only the service members, it's the families who loved them and supported them and were waiting to greet them and love them back when they come home and transition back into civilian life. For all the loving souls, today is for them. Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblyman. At this time, I believe we will be doing the taps. So everybody could please turn around. want to thank everybody for coming out today for this observant service here, and we look forward to see you in front of the American Legion post at 10 o'clock sharp, rain or shine. And once again, I want to thank everybody for the honor the post to be this year's Grand Marshal. I have big shoes to fill because we had a lot of great past honorees here, and I hope I am worthy of today. Thank you.